Hello, doctors. So, the notification for INI-CET July 25 session is out, and in this video, let us see what are the steps to be done right now. So, before we proceed, this video is also being shot in Hindi language. So, if you are somebody who is rather more comfortable in Hindi, then you may right now switch to the Hindi version of this video. Right then. So, as you know, the institutes of national importance conduct a common entrance test, and today, the 11th of March 2025, notification is out. So, let us first have a look at some important dates so that we understand the timeline. So, first of all, registration is open from 10th March 2025 to the 15th of April up till 5 p.m. Secondly, this application form is basically in two parts. So it is the basic registration which is open right now, and once your basic details are confirmed, then the second step of registration would be open from 1st April till 25th of April 5 p.m. So in this timeline, we have also included the date for correction of your particulars and editing of particulars. So the examination, as you know, is scheduled for 17th of May this year, which is Saturday. And also, the admit cards, they would be available 1 week before the test. So on the 10th of May, you can expect that your admit cards would be available online. So regarding the basic registration which is going on right now, let me clarify. If you have appeared in INI-CET last year, I'm talking about January 25 session, or let us say before that you appeared in 2024, then basic registration does not need to be done. It means that you already have that username, password, same would be valid in this session also, but it doesn't mean that you don't need to do anything. What you would need to do is from 1st April onwards, you would need to log in again and then generate the EUC code, which is the examination unique code again. So I'm assuming that somebody who is appearing for the first time and has not yet done basic registration. So this video is more useful for those people. So what needs to be done is that the form, as I said, is in two parts. Basic registration is open right now. So I'll tell you step by step procedure how to do basic registration. Then the aims authorities, they will verify your details, and if everything is right, then after 1st April you would be able to do the payment part and generate your EUC code. So even your valid category certificates, they would also be uploaded after the 1st of April. So one of the purposes of this video is to tell you about the certificates, particularly if you are somebody who belongs to the OBC NCL or EWS category, then this video becomes more important. So the fact is, as of now, the schedule tells us that your basic registration, is open right now. From 1st April, you would be able to upload the documents, and then there would be a window of 3 days, 16, 17, and 18th April. During this interval, you would be able to edit your registration as well as basic information. So finally, you can check the status of the registration. For that, the deadline is 19th April 2025 till 5 p.m. After the editing window closes, then no more corrections would be allowed. So remember, INI-CET authorities are very particular about the deadlines. They do not even, you know, give you any chance to correct the mistakes. So the first time has to be correct. Then let us talk about OBC NCL certificate. So somebody who is in the OBC central list, only they would be able to, apply this certificate, subject to the simple criteria that their combined family income in the previous financial year was less than 8. So remember, OBC NCL is not just something which is a category based reservation. It applies category, caste criteria as well as income criteria. So very soon the other part of information brochure would be released, and if you have any confusion if your OBC NCL certificate is valid, or then you can call at our helpline. You already know the number, I hope. It is number worth saving, 8484849630. So so the candidate must ensure that your certificate mentions non-creamy layer status. That is absolutely must. Otherwise, if you are an OBC candidate but in the creamy layer, then that isn't good enough. Then you would be adjudged as a general category candidate. So regarding the validity period, because income criteria is involved, so INI authorities do not take any risk, and they do not permit you to upload any old documents. So the document must be made after 1st April 2024. So it must be made between 1st April 24 and 25th April 25. So this is the last date up to which this application is open. Then looking at some of the other aspects of forms, EWS is another category which is probably the only hope for general category candidates to get some sort of benefit of reservation. Even in EWS category, we have to ensure that we fulfill the income criteria as specified by the central government. The form must be in the prescribed format, and again, if you want a sample certificate, just uh, give us a call or drop a message. We'll send you a dummy certificate so that you understand the format. These certificates these days are made within 1 day. So you go to any CSC center, which is the Common Service Center near your home, and typically it takes 3 to 4 hours to make these certificates. So talking about EWS certificate, it must also be based on the income of financial year 23-24 or financial year 24-25. So any certificate before 1st April 24 is not. So we talked about EWS, we talked about OBC NCL. Let me clarify at this stage, there are two different categories, OBC and BC. BC stands for backward class. So generally BC category is something which is state specific. So you would be able to avail the benefit of OBC NCL only if your particular caste is in the central list of OBC NCL and you fulfill the income criteria also. So moving further, let us say what are the participating institutes. We have the prestigious AIMS Delhi, Nimhans Bengaluru, and other institutes. So there would be a separate video about these institutes and their specific rules. The counseling rules of INI-CET are very different compared to those of NEET-PG or state counseling. So it is advisable to visit the website regularly, and of course those students who taking counseling from us, they need not bother anything. We'll fill their forms, we'll ensure the form is error free, we'll make their preference list. At the time of counseling, we'll enter their choices online. At the time of admission, we'll negotiate with the college regarding, whatever can be uh, negotiated. And uh, even at the time of joining, we'll ensure that your documents are ready and the whole process is hassle free. So, uh, besides, there would be a verification process which is part and parcel of this counseling process. So many times we find that certain candidates, they do not fulfill the eligibility criteria of the category which they had filled, and then they have to be shifted to the general category, the open category. So registration is mandatory, basic information is mandatory, and as I said, INI-CET is very strict about these things. So, time to move to the actual form. So, if you are doing the basic registration, all you need is just your photo, signature, and left thumb impression in good format. That also we'll talk about. With just these three things, there is the optional fourth thing, that is category certificate. But as I said, that can be uploaded later on also. In basic registration, it is not essential. So when you visit this website, which is mdmsmch.aimsexams.ac.in, you would see the link for basic registration, which is pretty much straightforward. So if we have filled a form, and the data, as you can see, will ask for your full name, father's name, then it will ask for mother's name, then you have to confirm your date of birth and gender, nationality. After that, it comes to category. And then the form itself mentions, and I'll read out every word for you. So it mentions that all OBC creamy layer candidates will be considered as general. So, in other words, if your family income exceeds 8 lakh rupees in the last financial year, then you are as good as general category candidate. Moving further, uh, assuming that you have the certificate ready, which is not essential at this stage, but if you have the certificate ready, you may enter the certificate number. Uh, then persons with disability may tick yes, others may opt for no. Then you have to give your ID proof. There are many options. Aadhaar is always the best one. Then you have to mention that ID number. It could even be a driving license. Many other options are there. So uh, then you have to mention two identification marks on your body. So the two marks of identification, they could be, a mole on the body, any scar anywhere on the body, any birthmark. So keep these two details ready before you start with the form. So after filling the two identification marks, next it will ask for your email ID twice, your mobile number twice, then it will ask for your permanent residence and correspondence address. Both can be same also. So permanent address typically is the address on your Ration card or your Aadhaar card. So as soon as you mention the PIN code, your state would be automatically filled, your district would be automatically filled, and like it happens with most of the people, if your permanent address and present address are same, then you will see this option where you just have to tick this checkbox. So check here if correspondence address is same as the field permanent address. Then moving further, uh, after the address, you have to just tick this declaration. and your registration would be basic registration would be complete. Remember, all these details would still be verified by AIMS, and document upload process is still pending. So after this, you will find notification will flash on the laptop screen. Kindly note your registration ID. So this you can note down. It would be sent to your email also, to your mobile by a simple text message also. After this, it would be time to upload the documents. So, regarding the documents, it is mentioned that photo, it is best if you can get the latest photo clicked in a professional photo studio, and ask them for a soft copy also, in addition to the printed hard copies. Hard copies would be needed at the time of counseling and admission. And same photo must be there at that time which you are attaching with this form. So you could also click the photo with your mobile. That option is also there, but make sure it's a white background. You would have to tick all those options at the time of uploading documents. So then you have to ensure photo is saved in .jpg or .jpeg format. The size is 50 to 100 kilobytes. And one thing we have to ensure that your face covers most part of the photo, at least 70 to 80%. We do not want a photo like if you take a screenshot of this screen right now and you see me, my face is covering maybe just one fourth or one fifth of this entire height. That is now not how passport size photos should be. As I said, ideally your face must cover 70 to 80% portion. So that is why going to a professional studio is always a better option. So uh, crop the photo such that your head is visible, your shoulders are visible, and they occupy the most part of the image. So moving further to your passport size photo, assuming you have clicked with a smartphone, then the first thing to be done is, on an A4 sheet, draw a rectangle. The standard size of passport size photo is 35 mm width, 45 mm height. Fit the photo within that, then scan it, and you are ready to upload it. Similarly, the form mentions that that your photograph can be rejected if the background is not white or if the image is blurred. So why would the image be blurred? Generally, there is one reason. These days smartphones are highly efficient. If you typically click a photo with a smartphone, it might be 3 MB, 4 MB. So when you resize that to just 50 to 100 KB range, it is entirely possible that the photo becomes very blurred. So do check the final pic that you are uploading. And one of the things that we recommend is you can use some online resizer tool. Just uh, search for PI7 image resizer in Google, and it will give you your required kilobytes without distorting the quality of the print. Then to prepare your signatures, again it is advisable, draw a box 3 centimeter by 6 centimeter. Make sure your signatures are totally inside that box. Use some fountain pen or maybe just ball pen with a thick tip. Blue ink is okay, black is even better. So don't just write your name in capital letters, it would be rejected. There must be no overwriting and so on. So similarly, you can click the pick of signatures, and as I said, that you have to resize your signatures also. And ensure that the final image is between 20 to 100 kilobytes. Finally, uh, finally, you have to upload the fingerprint, or rather I should say thumbprint of your left thumb. For that purpose, draw a box 3 centimeter by 4 centimeter on a paper. So this is good enough of a size. So use some ink pad or stamp pad, or put this impression firmly within that rectangle. Similarly, take a pick, resize it. So make sure your thumb impression is there. If there is too much ink, we have seen forms being rejected because then the actual impression is not visible. So again, I repeat, if you are stuck at any step, feel free to call us anytime. Then finally, when you have the image, you have resized it again 20 to 100 kilobytes, then you are ready to fill the form. So make sure the format is appropriate, make sure the image is not blurred, and once you go back to that page, it will ask you to proceed to step 2. So now you have your documents ready, your photo, your signatures and left thumb impression. So you can just upload those things and the AIMS authorities will recheck it. If you do not have OBC or EWS certificate, so get it ready meanwhile, and uh, keep your preparation on track in high spirits. So, meanwhile, tomorrow, the 12th of March, the MCC result of special stray round would also be released. After that, you would be very much uh, with a clear head whether you should proceed with the preparation or whether you have been allotted something. So, good luck for your preparation. Vidya Saarthi is always with you. Feel free to call us anytime. I repeat, anytime, any day. Thank you and stay in touch. So, in the next video, we'll talk more about the participating institutes and specific counseling rules of INI-CET. Thank you.